The Jim and Terry Show. Jim's not liking the pings. When we hit record, there are 4 pings if we hit it right at the beginning. If I let it start playing and then hit record, you don't hear the pings.
I don't. Yeah,
there you go.
the pings were
So
new to
I'm
me.
pinging you.
Okay.
Are you objecting to that? I'm doing a sonar sounding of you, your presence. You've been pinged.
I've been pinged. What was your new song called, by the way? Just want to know.
It's not you've been pinged. There are two different ones that are out there.
No, the one you sent me the other day, not today, not the one I listened to.
The one from the other day.
Today was We Need a Hero.
Today was SoundCloud, but this one is the one. The Worse the Fever, which is about Keith's nightmare from his childhood of the hand coming down from the ceiling of his bedroom and working some not too pleasant things in his mind.
So do you want to talk about how you controlled all that and worked that out?
Well, I do, but I've got a different thing prepared for that to show.
Fine.
And illustrate it
Okay,
out. So this one, we're going to stick to some crazy stuff, such as lists of things, lists of people.
Oh, no. My name wasn't on it, was it? I guess I didn't know.
There's 2 things I believe to be true. One is that you're not on the list, and one is that I'm not on the list. And let's throw in the third speculation, which would be the musing of your brother Bob and yourself, which is that, aren't you glad you're not moving and shaking with that kind of
I'm so glad
elite.
I'm not a part of the Epstein list.
And I did find it was, it's just slipped. New Mexico is where the ranch was that they fled. So it's New Mexico, Florida, New York, and an island in the Caribbean are 4 spots that Lolita. Lolita was the name of a book. I think it was a Russian-American author, but it's all about a guy and pedophilia, a 12-year-old girl. So that's why Lolita as the plane.
Yeah.
And Trump makes it. Well,
So anybody knows they're getting on Lolita.
Well, there's a good question. What happened to Epstein's plane?
Yeah.
Who would have bought that thing with its past? It's like buying a haunted house. Would you buy it?
Well, no.
No, neither would I. It'd creep me out.
Yeah.
I think.
But I don't know if anything happened on the plane, but
Oh, right.
it took you to the little Cineritas.
Who else was there? Well, you mentioned this, and it didn't. I was unaware at the time, but apparently David Copperfield.
No way.
David Copperfield is not accused of any wrongdoing, just that, he was on the list, and so
what are you doing on the list?
Well, that's the thing. It just means you were either a guest or transported. Does it mean you're charged with a crime? Not yet.
No, you couldn't do that. You'd have to have more proof. I mean,
so this is just the list, but the association goes on to, of course, Donald Trump, the big one. So who's not on that list? Joe Biden. Who is? Donald Trump.
Yeah, and I was just going to say for my religious counterparts, just think about Trump and Epstein talking about how they love young girls, prefer young girls, and everything else, and somehow you're thinking he's this righteous man. I don't know.
He's God's person for the job to make America great again. I
don't get it, but okay.
The one surprising to me, and the guy who's been taking up a lot of time, is Alan Dershowitz. He was big. He was always on CNN during the first year of Trump until everybody got tired of hearing the same old BS. This guy's a Harvard-trained lawyer too, I think. But he's more involved in what I would call using law to divert attention and fog things up. Delay, defer, all that kind of stuff.
How do you live like this?
I don't know.
I mean, that's your job is to deceive and cheat and stretch the truth. Well, that's your job?
He's Epstein's lawyer. He was Dershowitz was Trump's lawyer as well. So, if you're working both sides there, chances are you're in there somewhere. But whether it's true or not and can be proven in court is yet to be seen. Michael Jackson
was a part of this?
Was on the list.
Well, the dead, I don't know.
Are they talking from the grave?
Yeah. I don't know.
Dead men talking.
But could be. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully Paul McCartney ain't there.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
We know, yes. Jimmy Kimmel, we know, is not on the list.
Jimmy Kimmel's not on the list for sure.
Yeah.
And did you read that Aaron Rodgers got canned from ESPN?
Did he?
Yeah. No longer welcome on that show that he was on.
Well, good. I mean, if
so-
you're going to spread lies like that, and
Stick to football if you can.
but Clinton, we got to remember also, though, Clinton was on that list,
Yes, and
and Trump, as you said.
Yep. So there's still stuff to find out.
Well, I
Will it
don't know
all-
if the list is potential clients or, or what it's all about. Because Epstein was a money mover, wasn't he?
Yes.
He invested money for
Yep.
you on your behalf,
Yep.
and obviously made a lot of money doing it, and then decided to just farm out young girls.
Well, there's some interesting things in this article. This article I will post a link to. It's CBS News reporting. Jeffrey Epstein contact names revealed. Oh, so it's Jeffrey Epstein's list of contacts of these people. That's interesting because I thought it was a list of people who've been alleged to have been on the plane and traveled to these locations for the purpose of whatever the purpose was. So anyway, here's some takeaways. So what was I pointing to? Court documents list 184 John Does. Wow.
Oh man, that's a good business going there. No, bad
There's
business
something
doing
else.
good. How's that? Bad business doing good.
But it starts at Doe number 3 through Doe number 187. So the question is, who are the number 1 and number 2? Why does the list start at number 3?
I don't know.
That's interesting. So many things. But as they report here, to be fair, in many cases, the names in the documents really are of innocent people. It's people who may have been employed. It's people who have... You said that. Maybe I was the guy who carried the luggage for Trump on the Lolita. What? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got to watch this stuff.
What it is the big names. Like we've seen Epstein pictures of him with Trump, for instance, and we know that they had their statements and talked, and then obviously he's a friend of the Clintons.
Yes.
There's secretaries and that saying he was excited about asking Clinton if he wanted to go to a casino and party with him. So I think
your destination isn't necessarily the island or the ranch.
It could be anywhere.
Could be anywhere.
And I'm sure with the network that Epstein has, and I'm not saying that the ex-president did anything, but I'm sure that he has connections everywhere he goes as far as young girls are concerned.
If Trump offered
Maybe
to fly
boys,
you
for
in a
that matter.
Trump jet to a
Yeah.
place, would you take it? I don't think many people would say, "Oh, what's wrong with that? Taking a ride on the Trump plane."
Yeah. I'd probably go on it.
I think before it gained notoriety, it was probably deemed safe enough.
Yeah.
But
But
it-
that name that's interesting.
Yes. Now,
But maybe, I wouldn't know with this hadn't hit the news and you telling me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known any connection with that name and some, Russian author and
book,
Lolita. Lolita. I wouldn't know. I just wouldn't
Yeah.
be researching it or anything. So,
well, there you go. Anyway, the list is there. So let's move on to something else that I found interesting, which is I've always asked you the question, we talked about this on an episode, is there such a thing as a moderate Muslim? And especially when you're dealing with Palestine and Gaza, you'd ask yourself the question, and we asked that, are all Palestinians culpable to some extent, greater or lesser, for what's taken place in Gaza? So the question is of moderation. Where are the voices saying, Hamas, give up the hostages? Hamas, stop. Hamas, this. Where are the voices that are asking Hamas to do anything instead of saying Israel must stop, Israel must cease
well,
fire?
it's funny because on some of the college campuses now and university campuses down in the States and in Canada, quite frankly, the complaint now is there's a lot of people bringing Hamas flags to school.
Hamas flags?
Hamas flags. So that is
What?
an unrepentant people backing
Flagrant,
the
in your
biggest
face.
butchers in
Yep.
the face of this earth, and they're backing them
Okay, we are
against Israeli students here who really have nothing to do with what's going on over there.
No.
Nothing.
So this is concerning to me as a Canadian.
Yeah.
Now I was going to say that I follow this fellow, Louis Ahmed, and you can follow him or find out about him. But he is gay. He was born and raised in Yemen, and he is a former Muslim. Former because he's taken his belief now is more atheistic, and he has a few stern words and it's a very interesting read. Your conclusion, as this, I showed you the link to his little video. Your conclusion was that, well, that's the message of Jesus.
Yeah, to love others and love yourself.
Right. So
Yeah.
his challenge is, why are you taught to hate everybody?
Yeah.
Your faith teaches you to hate.
Well,
not
he
to
was
love.
right. He was right in another way. What I was reading into it, maybe, but he said, "We're not going to advance as a people if all we want to do is destroy another people."
Yeah.
We're not going to advance. We're not going to do anything, and that's been an argument for the longest time now. That they're really not contributing like other advanced nations in this time zone of life because they're so set on bringing the law into such an oppressive point.
The law was written in the 8th century, the 700s. I think maybe it's 7th century, 600s.
Now, I'm not an expert in the Quran, so I can't really be an authority, so nobody get mad at me.
No, we're not authority, but you know, if it's there, you can read the text the same as you can look up any page and text in the Bible. So you can check it out for yourself. But I loved this line about Islam, how to love people in general, love women, love your fellow Christians, love Jews, love gays, love your neighbors. Our daunting problem in the Muslim world is that we hate ourselves, and that's why they rip the coverings off the women and beat them with lashes and punish them and kill them even. Round them up by the, what do they call them, the morality police? That's some serious hate.
Yeah.
Of your own people.
Well, the one that comes to mind is that last girl they beat to death because she had it on. She just wasn't wearing it right. I don't know if she was flirting. She showed too much head, too much forehead. Maybe hair was showing. I don't know what it was. And I've known Muslims in my life that are super decent people. Man, really, they loving families, businessmen. Seem to be. I don't know where they would be on all of this at this particular time. I don't know. I guess the point is, I worked for them. I was a Christian, and never the two didn't clash ever. You know, they seem like really wonderful people.
Your experience is, to answer the question, is there a moderate Muslim? The answer is yes.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what they're doing. You know, I think the one brother was very religious, even went to Mecca and everything.
Did the
whole thing. The other one was less that. I don't know to what extreme, if there was anger buried in there, I don't know. But as far as me, they were nice, generous, and kind. And yeah.
The words from the Jim and Terry Show, wrapping up a rather eclectic collection of Epstein lists and moderate Islam.
Yes.
Bye-bye for now.